Hi, I'm Jill Castilla, President and CEO of Citizens Bank of Edmond. I want to take some time this morning to talk to you about the Paycheck Protection Program that was passed as part of the CARES Act and administered through the Small Business Administration. Congress passed the CARES Act, and with it, $350 billion were allocated to small businesses through a lending program named the Paycheck Protection Program. The intent of the program was to be able to provide assistance to small businesses, those with less than 500 employees, and could be as small as being self-employed and being the sole person in the business. That these funds will be used to be able to continue that payroll for an 8-week period. So it's 2.5 times your average monthly payroll is the maximum amount of the loan. You can use, again, the loan to pay for the continuation of employment of your team members, and then about 25% of it can be used for other types of expenses. If you use it in that manner, then the loan is potentially forgivable. So up to 2.5 times your average monthly payroll, and then for 8 weeks, you continue, at least for 8 weeks, you continue the employment of your team members, and then at the end of that time period, then you have the potential for the government to forgive that loan. The rate is only 1%, so if you do not have the loan forgiven and you continue through just as a regular loan would be, it's a 1% rate and a 2-year maturity. These are SBA guarantee loans. They're executed through your bank, and credit unions are participating as well, so that you can get access to the funds easily through your current banking relationship, or if your bank isn't offered, there's some opportunities to work with other financial institutions to make sure that you can get access to these funds. Nonprofits can participate. Again, small businesses of all sizes can be a part of the Paycheck Protection Program. I think we heard yesterday that we had about 2/3 of that $350 billion has been authorized and allocated to small businesses. So time is of the essence to get your application in for these programs and getting authorized through the SBA, through your bank, for this Paycheck Protection Program. The underwriting is also really light. There's not as much documentation required on the borrower's part, and to go through this loan process is very simplified, and Congress intentionally made it so that it would be easy for these funds to be able to get out to the small businesses that are in great need of that. You also, if you're a 1099 independent contractor, or you're self-employed, or you have a sole proprietorship, you can also be included in this program in addition to a traditional small business under 500 employees, as well as nonprofits, which is different for what normal SBA loans allow. If you do choose to if you don't receive the forgivability, or there's some time delay into that, the first 6 months of these loans, there is a deferral of principal and interest, and so you're not having to make payments for a 6-month period. Again, the loan is potentially forgivable if it's used for the right purposes, and that does require some documentation, although that hasn't been exceptionally defined yet by the SBA. But 75% of it would need to be used for payroll, and 25% for some other authorized expenditures. Again, these loans have a 2-year maturity. We've done about 200 of these loans now at Citizens Bank of Edmond, and I think we're right at $12 million that we have allocated, and have about $8 million more in our pipeline. And we want to do more of these when we know it's important. If there's need out there, then we want to help. And if we aren't able to help you, there's other banks that we can refer you to, whether it's in Oklahoma or throughout the United States. And a lot of the fintechs are now getting up to speed and getting funding available so that they can get the funds out there as well. To apply for one of these SBA PPP loans, I encourage you to go through your current bank and just go to their website and see if they have information about PPP. Call them or send an email and inquire what the application process would be. Many of us have that application online. If you are unable to connect with your bank to do that, if your bank isn't providing the program, they will likely be able to refer you to another institution that is participating. Or if you're having issues, feel free to text me. My cell phone number is 405-808-8993, and I would try to connect you with a community bank in your area that is participating in the program. If you're interested in applying through Citizens Bank of Edmond, you can find our application at mycitizens.bank/SBA. We are prioritizing our customers, but if you are a small business in need and do not have access to another financial institution that's offering the program, if your current bank isn't participating, and also if you're here in the Oklahoma metropolitan area, or Oklahoma City metropolitan area, or even in rural Oklahoma, we'd be happy to help you or to direct you to a bank in your area that is participating. You can just go onto our website and open an account, or you can just text me at that number, and I'd be happy to connect you. Again, thank you so much. I know this is such a challenging time. And being apart from one another is challenging, but the economic impact of this virus, we see the devastation of it. And I have talked to dozens of small businesses that didn't think that they could participate in this program because they were too small, but they were also suffering economically. And this program is made for you. It's to at least give you a bridge to the other side of this challenge. And as we get closer and closer to either the virus running its course or a cure or a vaccine, just know that Citizens Bank of Edmond is there for you on the other side of this, and that we'll continue to work with you as we recover from this economically. We're here for you. Let me know if I can help in any way. Again, don't hesitate to give me a text or shout at me on social media, and I'll be happy to respond. Thank you, and have a great week.